Welcome back to this week's episode of 5 Minutes with Coach Myrna. I'm like Coach Myrna Young, and today I want to teach on the topic, which wolf are you feeding? Let me share an ancient story with you to start off. An old Cherokee is teaching his grandson about life. A fight is going on inside me, he says to the boy. It is a terrible fight, and it's between two wolves. One is evil. He is anger, envy, sorrow, regret, greed, arrogance, self-pity, guilt, resentment, inferiority, lies, false pride, superiority, and ego. He continued, the other is good. He is joy, peace, love, hope, serenity, humility, kindness, benevolence, empathy, generosity, truth, compassion, and faith. The same fight is going on inside you and inside every other person too. The grandson thought about it for a minute and then asked his grandfather, which wolf will win? The old Cherokee simply replied, the one you feed, my son, the one you feed. So, reason for my question at the beginning of this episode, which wolf are you feeding? This story depicts the battle for your mind. Every choice we make is a battle between the two wolves in our head. These wolves are competing for supremacy. The one who wins is the one you feed. So, how do you feed it? Do you think that you feed it by just giving it food? No. These wolves are not fed by food. These wolves are fed by what we read, what we watch on television, what we focus our time and attention on, who we spend time with. This is how we feed these wolves. Let me give you an illustration. Think of a dripping faucet. Most of us don't have the patience to wait for the drips to fill our cup. We want to turn on the tap at full blast and have our cup fill up in seconds. But our goals are like the dripping faucet. We make small steps towards them, and we must have the staying power to watch as it drips and drips and drips to fill up the cup. This also builds mental toughness because of delayed gratification. But guess what happens? If you don't conquer your mind, it becomes your enemy. If you feed the evil wolf, then that's what you're going to have. You're going to have all those evil things that I mentioned, those evil emotions like anger and envy and sorrow and regret and greed and arrogance and self-pity and guilt and resentment and inferiority and lies and false pride and superiority and ego. That's what you're going to get if you don't control your mind, conquer it, and not feed the evil wolf. And when you feed the evil wolves, it becomes your enemy because you actually don't succeed with those type of thoughts and emotions. So it's your enemy. And let me give you the definition of what an enemy is. The definition of an enemy is one who is opposed or hostile to something or a thing that weakens or harms you. So you walk around feeding the evil wolf, and this is what is going to happen to you. You are going to be weakened and harmed, right? So when you feed the wolf, it gets stronger. And the other one gets, the good wolf gets weaker and weaker. So start feeding the good wolf that represents love, compassion, peace, joy, hope, serenity, humility, kindness, benevolence, empathy, generosity, truth, compassion, and faith. You conquer the mind by staying the course, by watching the drip and having faith that your cup will eventually fill up. Another way that you can conquer the mind and conquer the evil wolf is by talking out loud to it. For example, if the wolf in your head is telling you that you will always quit and that you will never get your degree because you are a quitter, just reply out loud, just watch me. I will finish this class and no devil in hell is going to prevent me from getting my degree. Get behind me, Satan. That's what you got to say. That's what you do. You talk back to it. You talk back out loud, not in your head. Do not feed the wolf that presents fear and insecurity. Remember that fear is false evidence appearing real. The best way to feed the good wolf is to program the conscious mind. And one of the ways you can do this is by starting to talk back to the negative talk, like I mentioned to you, but you also start saying some positive affirmations. If the inferiority wolf tells you that you will, that no man will love you because you're not educated, talk back to it and say, I will find happiness and love because I am love. I have a lot to offer a man. I don't need an education. Any man would be blessed to have me. The next man who comes my way will be exactly what I prayed for. He will be kind and generous and love me like I deserve to be loved. That's, friends, is how you feed the good wolf. Is by what you say. What do you say to yourself? And what do you say out loud? So start saying the things that you want. Start speaking into the atmosphere about what you deserve, and you will start feeding the good wolf, and then good things will start happening to you. Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of 5 Minutes with Coach Myrna. I hope you were inspired. I hope that something that I said to you triggered you for you to transform your mind so that you can transform your life. Until next time, namaste.